But you've also talked about your kind of mental health as well. I've seen some videos where you discussed how you feel during the lockdown and the effects it's been having, your own kind of your battles with kind of, you know, negativity and things like that. So
Yeah.
what's kind of brought you to this kind of way of thinking about training? Why have you become the Shaun Jones that we're talking to now? What's kind of defined you?
It's funny, isn't it? Because I think people often think whatever personal trainers, gym owners, fitness people are completely immune from any sort of adversity or like mental health issues. And I actually say the term mental health and like depression, I say it very loosely because I understand it's a spectrum. And I think what I went through was more so just a byproduct of my circumstances and me losing control and me not accepting ownership, taking responsibility, and just letting myself go. And then that creates the knock-on effect then. So yeah, so I think basically, long story short, is the throughout the years of building the gym and growing it to like having to be the boss and be the owner, I lost myself along the way. I lost my sense of identity. But I think a lot of men can relate to this. Sometimes you don't know what's happening until you wake up one day and you're just like, who am I? Like, what am I doing? Like, I used to be this type of person. I used to value health and fitness and have all these hobbies and all these friends and such a social life. Now I'm a hermit. I'm out of shape. I hate myself. I've got no confidence. I've got a stutter. I developed a stutter somehow along the line. I started struggling to get my sentences out, and that's not me whatsoever. So, yeah, I kind of went through that process, but it was a very, very slow burner. And then when COVID happened, it was just about survival modes with the gym. So then it was just kind of, I had a lot of time to reflect and go, right, where am I in life? I was 32 last year. So I'm 33 now. It was 32 at the time when I started getting a bit self-reflective. And I was like, what am I doing in life? Where am I going? Like, oh my God, I've spent 10 years, going on 11 years in the personal training industry. I feel like I've got nothing to show for it. I've got no clients. I've got this gym that just can be shut down at any time by the government, and here's some scraps to pay your rent. And like all trainers turning against me, turning me into the enemy. And like, I'm a person who, well, we all are. We are social creatures and we all want to be loved and liked regardless, like as much as we try and deny that. So then to get turned into the enemy, and then it grows bitterness and resentment. And I think when you just start piling all this stuff on top of you, it doesn't matter what type of character or what type of person you are, like it can get to you. But for all that, I am so thankful because it's now give me the power to truly understand that, like, no matter how much of a low point you are at, you can grow from it and you can rebuild. You really can. People are at different stages, but I've trained enough people with depression and mental health over the years to understand that, like, it's just a matter of just putting one foot in front of the other and starting with yourself, just starting with your actual health, like, and getting fit again. And that's where it all started for me. My transformation, like last year, was just saying, let me actually just get control of me health again. Because drinking every night, I started, like, I hate admitting this. I've started being a bit more vocal about it, but I started smoking weed. Like, and that's not me. I've always been brought up to be anti-drugs. I've never touched anything else, but I started doing that, and I started creating panic attacks, and it was just bad. It was just, and like, so I was like, let me take control of my life right now. Stop all the substances. Take control. Start putting better stuff into my body. Start putting better stuff into my mind, and then from there, it branched into the business, and then it branched into my relationships. I know I'm going on a little bit too much here. I just try and give a perspective. I know there's a lot of men out there who go through exactly the same sort of stuff, and I know that the more I've spoke about this, the more it seems to resonate with a lot of men who don't speak about this stuff. And so that's kind of like an overall big picture of what's happened in the last 12, 24 months with myself, which has all led me to, level up as a person once again and realize that, as I said the other day in one of my posts, there will be dark days, but like, as long as you're willing to grow through those dark days, it's good, because when the dark days come back again, you'll have a reference point. Oh, right, okay, well, I'm just going through a bad time, but I know that I can get through this because all I need to do is X, Y, Z, because that's what I've done last time to fix myself. A lot of people, I feel like they think it's out of their control and the mountain is too big to climb. But it's really not. Like, it's just sometimes very simple solutions. It can just seem overwhelming. I don't know if that was all over the place, if that made much sense, but
no, it was great. I was just going to ask you, Shaun, was there? So obviously you found yourself in this situation, and what was the kind of the catalyst, or what was the sort of straw that broke the camel's back? Was there a moment or a time where you think, you know, you made, obviously everything starts with kind of an awareness and then starts with a decision to change. So when you found yourself in these dark days, what was it? Or was it one, you know, an instant that you can kind of put your finger on that said, this was when I decided enough is enough and I've got to change? And then when you decided that, what was kind of the initial, you know, first steps, if you like, to kind of clawing your way back?
Do you know what, right? It's a really good question. And yet there was, but I've only just acknowledged it in my head right now when the actual point was. I was watching a clip. This could actually sound funny and come full circle, but I was watching a clip of Love Island from last and I can't remember what it was. I think there was a bit of drama in that. I've never actually seen a full episode, but I was watching a clip on YouTube and the lads were in shape and all that. And I was like, maybe I should take a before picture. It was about 1 a.m. at night. I was drinking the whiskey, like sitting there, just drinking, watching YouTube. I was like, right, let me take a picture. And I stood up right here with this light on, took my top off and just recorded myself standing there, done a few poses, and then I watched it back. And I remember just feeling shame and embarrassment